on your elbow like this. Whenever I'm playing regular collar sleeve, outside control collar sleeve, with my foot on his hip or shoulder like so, my whole objective, like I explained for submission exposure, is to remove his elbow from his body in a straight line. Now mold your elbow to your body. I try to pull his arm, and I'm not able to pull his arm off his body like so. Every time he doesn't let me pull his body off his body in a straight line like this, look what I can do to his elbow. You guys see that? Instantly, he didn't even realize I did that. He can't keep his elbow closed. If he keeps his elbow closed, I can straighten his arm in a straight line. Alright? Why is this beneficial to us? The problem is, when I'm fighting him in outside control collar sleeve, I have many methods I showed you guys where I put my foot higher so his elbow can't go back to his body, right? But as I pull, he can keep closing. He can keep closing. If he's really strong, like the bigger guy than me, he can keep his elbow to his body. It could be difficult. But every time I do this and I can't do it and I can get my shin inside, look what I just did. Look how his elbow cannot go back to his body now. There's a wedge between it. Let's change angles here. Look how my leg to close his elbow to his body. What does that mean? That means he's stuck in the box of submissions. Alright? So before I explain to you that you have to do all those three things, but there's this guard itself inside control collar sleeve enables us to stay in the submission box really efficiently because he can't bring his elbow back to his body. He's stuck in this spot. You guys see that? Alright, so the first thing we're going to learn in this series, I'm going to give you guys many methods in order to arrive with my foot in between his arm. And do you guys see how easy this is? I don't have to do all these elbows, his arms closed. I lift up his arm just a little bit to put my knee. So my foot's just on the side of his hip, right? No problem. I just lift up his arm. I put my knee under it. So now his wrist sits on top of my leg. I bring his shoulder to his hand. I hook his arm, and then I put my foot to the side of his body. When I put my foot to the side of his body, look how the side of my foot, this part of my foot, hooks his back like so. You see this? Now I'm in the inside position, and I square my body up like so. Now try to back away. Okay, guys. So here's the sixth method I like to use in order to get inside position collar sleeve. So now, instead of me playing with the elbow and wrist, I'm going to go right on his shoulder, and that's going to open up the arm the same way as before. Alright? So I'm going to be here with John. I'm going to be in this spot, and I'm going to be here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull his arm, it's going to close. I'm going to put my knee now directly on his shoulder, like this. As I do this, I'm going to open my hip like this. You see how when I change my hip like so, look how his elbow moves. You can see this? So angle this a little bit. So I'm going to place my knee under my wrist again. And instead of going to the elbow, we're going to go to the shoulder like this. I'm going to pull the shoulder to me. So keep your elbow close a little bit. I'm going to pull the shoulder to me. And I'm going to square my hip up like this. So you see I'm on my side hip? I'm going to do this with my hip. So I'm going to go from my side hip, my left hip, to square. Both butt cheeks on the floor. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to square my hip up. And look how his elbow comes off the body again. You guys see that? Now I can lift up his hand, bring it to his shoulder, put my leg in, be the inside position. Now I'm going to show you the third method we use to get inside position collar sleeve. And guys, I'm trying to give you many options here so you guys could choose which one works the best for you. Okay? One might work better than the other, so it's up to you to decide which one is easiest for you to do. Alright? This one's going to require a little more flexibility. So, if you're not as flexible, just don't do this one. Alright? So look, here we're John. I'm in this spot here. I have my foot on the hip, I'm like so. His elbow's closed, right? So, I try to lift, I try to put my leg here. I feel like it's a little difficult. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my knee. Under my wrist, I'm going to touch his elbow like so. As I touch my knee under his wrist and I open his elbow, look how I just made space for my leg, again, to sit on top of his elbow to go into inside position.